Timeless reading for Capricorn, starting with the Fairy card, followed by Lady Fortune, the Frog, the Moon, Snake, and White Dragoness. So overall, your entire reading feels very magical and mystical. It also feels like some things are just unnatural or supernatural or both, and seemingly impossible things are falling into place out of nowhere, like something is dropping out of heaven or out of the skies into your lap, which doesn't mean that you haven't worked for it or you don't deserve it. It might be something that seemed to be unachievable for you in your mind. Also, maybe for many others, I don't know, but Lady Fortune is showering something on you here. I feel like the fairy in the first position is representing your energy. Also, if you are a man, the fairy here gives me a very young, youthful energy. Even if you feel like you are not youthful anymore, if you have grown out of your youth already, you might still have some kind of youthful energy within you that you might not even be aware of, but that others might think that of you, like, oh, what, this person is already 61. I feel like this person in a positive way sometimes behaves much younger or is thinking in a very, like, there's still something youthful about you, but not in this forced way. You know, some people, they really try hard to stay young by the way they look, and also they may be behaving a little bit immature. You know, they're really stressing this whole topic of staying young, but you might be the opposite of that, not even thinking of yourself or not even trying to stay young. But somehow this might be how some people perceive you. You might also be someone, if you are older, that young people like to be around. Or you are just literally still very young, but there's something about youth, something about curiosity, something about wanting to know and learn, not being fixated on things that you already have learned or things that you already know. There's like wanting more. Also, I feel drawn to look at the direction of her eyes, like she is not looking at Lady Fortune. She's looking the other way. So this fairy person, probably you, does not know and not even expect. She does, or he does not even aspire this luck that's just around the corner. So I feel like in this reading, this fairy card represents someone who is very innocent. Yes, innocence is also something that makes people appear very young. Even if they are 98 years old, if someone is very innocent, it always gives them this youthful glow. No matter how wrinkled the skin is or white the hair. And sometimes young people can look and appear much older than they are, not because they are so mature, but yeah, just because they are mean and bitter, or they take themselves too seriously, or are stiff and rigid, I don't know. And this Lady Fortune, she has her eyes blindfolded, but she's very capable of looking right at your heart and she's very happy about your innocence, and she might have been waiting in the background for a very long time, always waiting, always looking forward to this day when she can shower you with her blessings. But maybe she has known for a very long time that you still have to learn something, you still want to learn something, your soul has a specific goal on earth, and maybe if this blessing would have come too soon into your life, maybe it would have spoiled you or something. So now is the time when she feels like it's the right thing for you to come, and also the right timing for your soul. Maybe she is in connection not only with your physical existence and your mind, but beyond that with your soul. Like they have a deal that you as a person you might not even be aware of. Like, yeah, I want my human self on earth to learn this and that, and as soon as I achieved this and that on earth as a human being and I learned these life lessons, I will be ready to receive some kind of reward for that, and not earlier. And I feel like this is coming. And we also have the frog. The frog in my deck can mean different things. Sometimes it's just something that is sudden, out of nowhere, like the frog frozen on this leaf. Suddenly the frog has a goal in mind, sees some kind of insect that it wants to catch, and out of this frozen state, non-moving, suddenly it jumps or puts out the tongue very fast, like something is coming unexpectedly and very fast. Yes, this is one aspect of this card that also relates to your reading here. As I said earlier, this fairy person is looking away from the blessing that's coming, not expecting this at all. Whereas, the frog can also just be a symbol for good luck and change. Maybe you are not even expecting or working on something to change. You could even be someone who is satisfied with where you are right now. You're just fine with how things are going for you right now. But yeah, the change is coming anyway, but it will be a pleasant surprise. For very few of you, I also want to take another look at the fairy person and this expression. There's somehow something tiny in the back of this person's mind, a little bit about looking back at a situation where maybe you were being treated unfairly, and there is some kind of satisfaction in witnessing that someone who did you and many other people wrong is getting their justified treatment. There is something in that face here that I'm seeing. It's not for all of you, but for some of you, even if this situation is already in the past, you might look back at it still a little bit, with this satisfied feeling. Yeah, finally, this person here was being held accountable for their actions. And while you are still busy with that on your mind, there's this surprise waiting around the corner, behind your back, just right behind it. We have the moon card below the fairy card, and the snake card next to it, and the white dragoness. And all of these cards together, they give me a super spiritual feeling. Like this reading is extremely important. There's an extreme importance of your spiritual growth or your spiritual deepening, awakening, whatever. Even though the first situation might be a little bit more mundane and earthly, As I said in the very beginning, there's a lot of magic here in this reading. Something is very magical, something is a mystery, something is beyond the mind, something is just like a fantasy world. And then I'm not even thinking of like things that seem to be very hard to achieve, like becoming a billionaire or becoming an astronaut or something like that. That's not what I mean, like that magically things start to happen in the earthly world. No, I really mean magical things like, I don't know, being able to put out a candle without blowing into the flame, or without, doing something, just with the strength of your mind, or receiving extremely vivid visions that all come true, like having a dream at night of something happening in the world, and it will be in the news everywhere, and then 1 week later all of this happens. That's what I mean with things that are beyond your logical mind, that feel like magic to you. You will awaken into such a world where things just are magical and they have nothing to do with the earthly world. There is healing in that. There is an improvement of your own intuition. There is a strengthening of your feminine energy. Even if you are a man, you have some feminine energies, and it is important for all of us to have balanced feminine and masculine energies. The snake can, of course, come up as something negative, but in your reading it is utterly positive. It represents also an anecdote to some kind of, I feel like, tiredness or numbness. Something is here about your sleep, like also dozing off during the daytime, not being able to focus, being bored, feeling sleepy and tired, not having a good sleep. Something is there. There's some kind of antidote that this snake card is bringing into your life that will make you feel very excited. It's a little bit like a drug, but not in an unhealthy way or illegal way. It's more like it will bring some kind of change in your physical chemistry, in your chemical compositions, and that will change something in your brain and in your body, and you will feel less tired. I don't know, I'm just getting that. And it will also give you visions, and some things will just, you will receive some things via your enhanced intuition. You will just sense things without clearly seeing or visualizing them. This will be like, I'm sorry, it's like two very huge and important spiritual capabilities, psychic capabilities will start to awaken. Your intuition that comes without visions, it's just a feeling that something will happen and then it will happen. Or it's just a feeling that someone is like that, and then you will find the confirmation or proof that this person really is the way you felt. And the snake will bring like really detailed visions, mental things, or like just seeing a number in a vision. And then this number is the date on which something happens in the world. I don't know how to formulate that. As I said, it's very spiritual. Also the frog and the snake together, they both are giving me this vibe that there is something about chemical compositions in your physical body. Usually, you know, maybe it's because somehow I'm thinking of snake or frog poison. In some countries they use that as some kind of medicine or drug, and maybe that's why I'm not getting rid of this feeling that there is something. And I'm not suggesting or saying that you will start to take these kind of things or join these kind of rituals. I feel like it's not necessary. It's just something that comes due to this awakening and intuition, and it's an initiation. We have the white dragoness here. She represents in my deck the highest source, the highest force. It's a being, it's a godlike being, and if this being wants you to have these visions and wants you to go through these changes, then she just makes it happen, and there are no drugs or medicine, or nothing is required for that. There is no physical manipulation of your body. It's just happening due to a spiritual initiation that the chemical compositions in your body change in such a way that your entire perception will change somehow. This is an extremely spiritual reading. Nice. So you will be able to start to perceive life from completely different angles that many people are not able to receive or perceive from. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching.